Whether you're an entrepreneur or own your own business, maybe you're a corporate manager or an executive, you understand the importance of having a highly effective team. More importantly, you understand the impact that team culture has on the effectiveness of your team. In today's video, I'm going to share 3 simple rules for anyone looking to improve their team culture and finally maximize the true potential of their team. What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Danny Gould. I'm the CEO of the Selling Silicon Valley Group. We help people buy and sell homes in Silicon Valley. And to give you a little context, last year my team did just very shy of $1 million in revenue. And this year we're going to do well over $2 million in revenue for the company. And so some people, it would seem like we're successful, but it wasn't always that way. And I have to say, I love my team and I've enjoyed every second of building it, but I've had colossal failures in the past. And the biggest reason that I failed every single time in building my team before was because I did not place big enough importance on team culture and the impact that would have on the effectiveness of my team. When I started in real estate 7 years ago, I knew that I was going to build a real estate team, and I knew that my goal was eventually to be the #1 team in America, but I didn't really understand what that meant. I didn't understand how that could ever happen. I just knew that I wanted it. And one of the best things about building your own team, whether you're in real estate or you're in technology or you're in manufacturing or retail or whatever industry that you're in, there are some very key core principles when it comes to building a highly effective team. That doesn't even mean a sales team. It could mean a product design team. It could mean an engineering team. There are a lot of different teams out there, and the tactics that I want to share with you today, I truly believe can be implemented regardless of the industry that you're in. My first simple rule for anyone looking to improve their team culture is to implement daily huddles in the morning, preferably, and allow people to express themselves in a capacity outside of work. I would generally start this maybe 15 minutes before the clock starts for the day. And in all likelihood, depending on the industry that you're in, you might have to actually count it as part of their workday. But 15 minutes at the beginning of the workday goes a long way in terms of improving team culture. There are many things that you could discuss that are not necessarily work related. I would not recommend that you lead off with, what are you going to accomplish today at the office? That is not the right questions you should be asking. You should be asking things like, hey, what are the 3 things that you're most grateful for today that are not work related? Or what is one life goal that you're hoping to accomplish before the end of this summer? Things like that. And what you'll start to realize is that people on your team will tell you things that you never knew about them. And as a leader, that builds so much more emotional connection with your people. And that is really valuable as a leader. And not only that, but you allow people to express themselves in a way that they normally wouldn't be able to express themselves in a work setting. One of my mentors, his name is Gino Blafari. He's the CEO of Home Services of America, which is the entire real estate division of Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, this guy is one of the biggest influencers in the real estate space. So he knows a thing or two about leading teams. I mean, he's built organization after organization after organization. And he was the one that was like, Dan, the one thing that you have to do is make sure that every single morning you huddle up with your team. Even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes, it gets their head in the game. Even if you're not talking about the job, even if you're not talking about it, inherently it gets them motivated. It gets them to realize that there are things that they're working towards, because inevitably on those calls you are reminding them, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, of the reasons why they're there, the reasons why they're making money, the reasons why they're working. It's because they have a greater purpose. What is their why? And as a leader, we all understand that their why is directly tied into their productivity. And not only that, but it keeps their head in the game. And as a leader, you have to know that head game is perhaps the most important aspect of any industry, is making sure that your employees have a great head game. And the best way to keep their head in the game is to implement those daily meetups in the morning. We call them mojos. You can call them huddles. You can call them whatever you want, but just make sure that you're huddling up with your team in the morning and you are reminding them on a daily basis. And you're not only reminding them, but they are reminding themselves of why they are there. Now, this leads us to rule number 2, competitions. Everyone loves a little bit of friendly competition, and especially in a team, it can help dramatically improve team culture. And a book I highly recommend all of you read for anyone who's in management, it's called The 4 Disciplines of Execution. 4 Disciplines of Execution talk about lead metrics and having competitions and everything be based off of lead metrics. So whatever those lead metrics are in your industry, for example, in real estate, it's appointments. How many appointments as a real estate agent are you going on? Because that is inevitably going to determine how many sales you have. And so these are controllable metrics that we can focus on and create competitions around. So it's, hey, how many appointments can we get this month? Who is going to get the most number of appointments? And what is their reward for that? Make it fun, make it friendly, and do not allow it to destroy the team culture, because we can make it too competitive to the point where everyone starts being cutthroat. That's not the kind of competition that we want to create. We want to create something that's friendly. And so ways to promote friendliness, if you've got a really cutthroat industry and you want to, like if it's every man for themselves, maybe you pair people up and put them in teams. And we do that sometimes, where it's not just individuals competing. It's like, hey, like you and Sally and Timmy and Bobby, and you got 5 or 6 different pairs or threesomes or whatever, and their combined lead metrics are the team scores. And that's another way to promote teamwork within the organization and the team, and also promote each individual unit, right? Pair or threesome, to really get to know each other a little bit better, dramatically improves team culture. I highly recommend that you do competitions and even paired up. And I would also highly recommend to figure out how to structure those competitions, that you read The 4 Disciplines of Execution. And finally, that leads me to my 3rd simple rule for improving your team culture, which is hosting events. You have to find ways of getting everyone in the same building. And I know that before COVID, that was very easy to do, but it's not so easy nowadays. And being on Zoom is one thing, and I highly recommend that your huddles and everything that you do that I described previously be conducted on Zoom. I think that there's something to be said for, like not everyone's going to be able to make it into the office. So make it a Zoom event, but in-person events where people get to know one another in that setting are highly, highly effective. Team retreats are a phenomenal way to build team culture, or workshops where you work on something. For example, every year we do a goal setting workshop where everyone comes in for a full day. And we all set our goals for the next year. And it generally happens in October, because if we set our goals in October for the next year, right, then we have plenty of time to get ourselves prepared to achieve those goals, right? So we do our goal setting workshops, we do team retreats, barbecues. You can just do like a movie night. I mean, like literally anything, like any excuse to get people together where they're all going to be there in one setting is going to dramatically improve the team culture. Because again, part of culture is creating glue within the team members, amongst the team members. And that glue is formed through interaction. And so you got to make sure that everyone is interacting and interacting in a positive manner, right? And the best way to do that, I've found, is through events. Well, those are my 3 simple rules for creating and boosting team culture within an organization. I'd love to hear what your comments are, and I'd love to hear what you guys do to dramatically improve your team's culture. So leave those suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear that from all of you. And if you've made it this far in the video, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the little notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. It really helps me out. But anyways, guys, this is Danny Gould. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch all of you in the next video.